Hi class, I'm Jennifer Casey. I'm your facilitator for English 210, and I wanted to welcome you to the class in person, tell you a little bit more about the class, the organization of it, and talk to you about the week 1 assignment, as well as maybe some tips about navigating through our class in the next 5 weeks. Okay, so first of all, this is a little bit new format for our Blackboard class because they moved some of the items that were on the left here to the right now. But it's still basically the same. And you have also your links here, the content where the modules are in your calendar. And of course the announcements, which are really important because I post an announcement when the week opens all about the week and the topics and things to pay attention to and some other important aspects of the week and maybe some other resources. I also will tell you when the week's all graded, and I might post some other resources during the week. So make sure that if you see an announcement that you go here and open it up. Right now you'll see the original welcome message that was there when you first started the class on Tuesday. And then you can go right to the discussions when you are going to respond or reply. Of course, the grade book where you can check your grades. And this is where you're going to do all your messaging when you have questions for me, when you want to reach out, get clarification. I don't check my email as much. And when I'm on the class grading or posting or making announcements like this or recordings like this, I'll be here and I'll see a message pop up from you. All right, so this is where you want to do that. If you click the also send to email link, it will send it to my emails as well. So if I do go there and I'm not going to the class itself, I'll see, and then I can come to the class to check the message. All right, so here under course content is where everything happens, right? It's your weekly modules are here. And this is course questions where you can ask questions that would be pertinent or helpful to other classmates and where other classmates can answer. But I'll be watching that section as well. So if I don't see anyone answer it, I'll go in and answer it. Of course, if you have personal questions, then you can just message me. This is welcome to the course and getting started. So there is in this section where you can introduce yourself to the class, give some background about yourself. I already did that. And I also go and say hi to you. And then the course guide with important information about the course and other resources and information about the textbook, the syllabus, and the rubrics that are going to be used for the assignments each week. All right, every week is organized the same. So you're going to start here with the interactive overview. And that's always due on the Thursday of each week. And that's going to tell you what the readings and assignments are for the week. When you scroll down, you are going to say after you've looked at the week, then you're going to choose and write here whether you're very confident, not sure, not confident, or worried. And you can also add additional comment, make comments to me. I am going to look at this as soon as I can, so you can send me a message here as well. Of course, if it's an urgent message, send that to me in the message section. And then, of course, make sure to submit this. Okay, and then the next part of the module is the reading and learning activities. That's where the assigned textbook chapters are. That's where the class textbook is, as well as additional readings and other resources. So you want to make sure to look at that each week and do those readings. And then the discussion. I'm going to come back to that in a minute, but that's where we have our weekly discussions. This basically takes the place of meeting in class face to face, where I would introduce a topic and then we would discuss it as a class, or maybe you would discuss it in small groups or with individual classmates, but we're not meeting together. So this is a way for us to talk about the different topics each week and hear other people's perspectives and point of view and knowledge and experience and learn more about these topics that way. And each week you're going to do a little journaling. And this journaling is not evaluated. And there are some topics, some ideas when you click on that, on this, in this folder, some ideas for what you can write about, or you can write about anything you want, really. You don't even have to submit what you wrote. You can submit a little summary of what you wrote. But if you would like to submit what you wrote, that's fine. I don't judge, I don't evaluate, but you get credit for doing it. And then the summative assessment. Okay, so every week there's a discussion. Let's just go in here and let me tell you some things that maybe are important. You'll see this every week. It's a reminder that to get credit, you need to post your first response every Thursday by Thursday at 11:59. I think that's Mountain Standard Time, which is Arizona time. And you can't post before Tuesday. And then you need to reply by the Monday of the following week, which is the last day of our class week. You need to reply over 2 separate days. So your response needs to be by Thursday. And then you can reply on that day if classmates have already responded, or you can reply all the way up to Monday, but 2 separate days. Remember, this is a post first discussion, so you can't see other people's posts until you post. And some information, some use, University of Phoenix academic policy on AI. It's really important, and you can find out more here in this link. And then this talks about what I've already explained to you. Here you'll see a note about the use of paragraphs. It's really, really important for you to write in paragraphs. All right, we're talking about audience awareness this week, and one of the most important aspects of writing and focusing and organizing your writing is through paragraphs. It creates engagement, and it makes it easier for your readers to follow what you're saying, to read small, focused chunks of your ideas, stop, pause, and process before moving on, all right? You can look at my response to see how I do that. Read here the information for the week 1. You have to read one of these selections. If you choose bias-free language, choose only one of those links to talk about. Next, you're going to respond to these questions. The first 3 are not about the reading. They're about yourself, your own experience, and about what you've read in the textbook. This one relates to your readings, okay, the last bullet. And you're also going to work on using passages from the text to support your ideas and to provide evidence of what you've said, or to point out parts of the text that you're responding to. And our discussion is a place for you to practice using sources and citing an APA without getting penalized. You do have to try and create an in-text citation and a corresponding reference citation. But if you do it incorrectly, you're not going to lose points. You might lose points if you don't include in-text citations and reference citations, and you need both. Whenever you do writing and use sources at the end in your reference list, you include the source citation. And then within the text, right after you've used the idea or the information in a passage in either a direct quote, you take a passage and you either directly quote it or paraphrase it, and directly after that quote or paraphrase, you use an in-text citation, a parenthetical citation, and that is the author's last name, and if there's pages, you use the page numbers. If there's no pages or page numbers, because it's an online source, you can use paragraph, P-A-R-A abbreviation, period, P-A-R-A period with the paragraph number, but if there's too many paragraphs, then you don't have to worry about that. All right, and there's more information, and there's links to help you with citation generators, how to create a reference page. So there you go, okay? So that's the discussion, and that's this week's discussion. And then this week you have a summative assessment, which is an audience observation worksheet. So what you're going to be doing is you're practicing observing an audience, learning about them, and writing a text based on what you learned about your audience. So you want to read through here in the preparation. These are the instructions, all right? So first, you're going to open up the interactive smartphone observation activity, which I've already opened, and you're going to go into it, and you're going to choose one of these phones to do your observation on, all right? So choose one of them. Then you're going to go back here, and it says complete the audience observation worksheet. That's based on whichever phone you chose. So you need to do that first. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to open it up for us. And I'm going to make it bigger so we can see it. And then I'm going to make it even bigger. So first you're going to consider these questions. You don't have to answer these questions. You just have to think about them. So look at the phone, think about the questions. Or look at one question, look back at the phone, think about it, look at the next question, and so on. You're gathering information through your observations. And then you're going to read these instructions. And this is what you're going to do here on this worksheet. First, you're going to list very concrete observations, exactly what you see as concretely as possible. And then you're going to give an inference, what is being implied, kind of reading between the lines, what you think you know about that person based on what you have seen here. So here's an example, lots of unread message notifications. Maybe this person is busy or irresponsible. But you can also open some of the messages and read the message, and you can write down exactly what the message stated and then what your inference is about that person who owns that phone. And then after you do this and you have an idea of who this person is, or you can imagine based on what you've observed, you're going to come down here and do some writing. So read these instructions because you're going to first write an email to the owner of the phone, letting them know you found it and you want to return it. You need to use at least 150 words, and you're going to put it right here underneath, right below. And you're going to craft an email to the owner of the phone based on who you think they are, based on those observations and inferences. So you're going to create this email using the correct tone, specific choice of words and languages and sentence structure based on who you think the audience of the phone is, okay? Because we change the way we speak and the way we communicate with different people based on who they are. Our best friends, new acquaintances, our boss, our grandparents, our minister or priest or rabbi or imam. We do change how we speak, and we also change it based on the context and based on the purpose. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to read these instructions, and you're going to talk about how you made those choices based on what you observed and how that factored into the words you chose, the language you chose, the tone you used. All right, so you're going to explain the process using some examples based on your observations that made you decide on how you wrote that email. And then when you're done, let me make this smaller again. You're going to proofread. You're going to run it through a grammar checker. There you go. You're going to review, proofread, edit it, use a grammar checker like Grammarly, and then you're going to submit it as an upload, which you just have to click into the submission box. You can just click on the attachment, and then it will bring you up to your assignments and that you've saved. You've saved the worksheet, and then attach it, and then submit it. Then you're done. And then you're done with the week. All right? So I hope this helped a little bit. And if you have any questions, I'll move myself there, please reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer your questions, to help clarify. All right. Thank you, guys.